Why, hello, and welcome to another episode of First Chances with Chance. And in today's episode, we're going to be discussing sleeping. No, not the first time I've ever slept, but why you're always tired. So let's get right into the episode. So the reason why you get tired, even if you have a full night's sleep, it says you may have a sleep disorder, such as sleep apnea. Getting enough sleep but still always tired, find out why. Also, we might be lacking in B12. Anything's possible. Feel like you're dragging through the day even after what you think is a good night's sleep? Do you take a nap as often as you did when you were a toddler? Occasional daytime sleepiness is a common occurrence, but when you find yourself you're always tired and it's getting in the way of everyday life, it's time to get to the bottom of what's going on. The most obvious reason is feeling tired during the day is not getting enough sleep at night. Obvi. Other reasons for daytime fatigue may be related to your diet, a lack of physical activity, or being overweight. Medication side effects can cause you to feel tired, so can stress or depression. Like this morning, I woke up groggy. Buttercup. Conditions that make you always feel tired. Other causes of your unrelenting sleepiness may be related to the following health conditions or other serious medical conditions. If you find that you often feel tired, talk to your doctor about it. Sleep apnea. If you regularly feel tired after a full night's sleep, you may have a sleep disorder such as sleep apnea. This is a potentially serious condition in which your breathing repeatedly stops while you sleep. If left untreated, sleep apnea can increase your risk of high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, heart failure, diabetes, other serious health conditions. About 1 in 15 adults in the U.S. may have about 1 in 15 adults in the U.S. have sleep apnea, but approximately 80% of them are undiagnosed. Signs of sleep apnea include loud snoring, gasping for air during sleep, morning headache, waking up with a dry mouth, irritability, difficulty concentrating, excessive daytime sleepiness. If these symptoms sound familiar, talk to your doctor, who may order a sleep study to check for this disorder. Treatment for sleep apnea typically involves using a CPAP machine or wearing an oral device to keep your upper airway open while you sleep. Chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome. Although there is no test that can specifically identify chronic fatigue syndrome, your provider will rule out other health problems that cause you to regularly feel excessively tired over a long period of time, at least 6 months. It's not known why this happens, and there is no cure. Treatment involves finding ways to live with the condition and providing symptom relief. Fibromyalgia. Not only do people with fibromyalgia experience extreme fatigue, but they may also have widespread musculoskeletal pain and issues with memory and mood. The symptoms may appear after a specific event or develop gradually. There is no cure for the condition, and treatment is more about controlling symptoms through medication, relaxation, physical activity, and stress reduction. And that's it for the article. So let's go to another article. Still tired after 8 hours of sleep? 3 likely culprits. Why am I tired after 8 hours of sleep? Blame it on a sleep need that exceeds 8 hours, poor sleep efficiency, and or pre-existing sleep debt. For some people, prying your eyelids open after 8 solid hours of sleep can feel like a Herculean effort. Even though you've had what seems like a good night's sleep, you struggle to wake up when your alarm clock rings. Aside from the usual sleep inertia, translation, wake up grogginess. Why am I still tired after 8 hours of sleep? Because this daily scenario runs counter to oft-repeated guidelines from national health organizations like the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Doubts begin to creep into your mind. Are you the victim of some undiagnosed medical condition, say iron deficiency anemia or obstructive sleep apnea? Or maybe the ever-present grogginess is a risk factor for chronic illnesses like heart disease. Before you scare yourself silly, we'll share with you 3 non-medical reasons why you're still tired after 8 hours of sleep. Also, it's not intended for medical purposes or medical advice. I'm so tired. Now I got 8 hours of sleep. LOL. Your sleep need is more than 8 hours. We're often told to get 8 hours of sleep per night if we want to be in top form the next day. But did you know your sleep need is genetically determined and thus unique to you? In other words, if you're always so tired after 8 hours of sleep, there's a high chance your individual sleep need is more than the recommended 8. I hope you got all that. Alright. The glowiness. Your sleep need, yeah, we already did that. And definitely more than the scanty few hours of sleep the hustle culture propagandized. I don't know. To quote Dr. Thomas Roth in Matthew Walker's book Why We Sleep, the number of people who can survive on 5 hours of sleep or less without any impairment expressed as a percent of the population and rounded to the whole number is 0. That is a lie because I can do it. And science has the statistics to back it up. A 2016 study found the average sleep need stands at 8 hours and 10 minutes per night, plus or minus 44 minutes or so. That means your sleep need could very well be closer to 9 hours than the expected 8. For 13.5% of the general population, a not so insignificant percentage, they need a longer sleep schedule of 9 hours or more every night. If you undersleep your sleep need, not only do you feel tired the next day, but you will also perform poorly across all the parameters that matter. Think cognition, emotion, and physiology. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then I'll be back to finish this article and to even discuss some of my sleep needs. So yeah, be right back. So we are back, and you overestimate your actual sleep time in bed. Repeat after us. Time spent in bed does not, excuse me, equal time spent asleep. Between sleep latency, you take the time you take to fall asleep and sleep fragmentation. You wake up at least once during the night. Your sleep efficiency isn't at 100%. To better understand sleep efficiency, we'll use a hypothetical example. Your bedtime begins at 10 and your alarm clock is set to ring at 6. So you could get 8 hours of sleep, theoretically speaking. In reality, though, you likely don't immediately snooze when you slide between the sheets. Perhaps you spend about 30 minutes scrolling on your phone or watching Netflix. Then it takes you roughly another 30 minutes of tossing and turning before you finally fall into a deep sleep. Still, you're not guaranteed uninterrupted sleep from here on till morning. Maybe the urge to use the facilities or an abrupt awakening from a nightmare have you waking up in the middle of the night. A sleep environment that's too noisy, bright, or hot could also be blamed for your sleep problems, not to mention unhealthy sleep habits such as too late caffeine consumption and large evening meals often throw a wrench into your sleep schedule. You may not even remember many of the shorter 10-minute awakenings that happen in everyone every night. This process, retrograde amnesia, is also why you don't remember the minutes before falling asleep at the beginning of the night. Accounting for the time it takes you to fall asleep as well as middle of the night awakenings, remembered or otherwise, it's safe to say that you've had significantly less sleep than the expected 8 hours. Perhaps you've only managed 6 hours of sleep of total sleep time. Rating your sleep efficiency at around 75%. For the record, you'll want to aim for a sleep efficiency of 85% or more. Add on to the fact that your sleep need is likely more than 8 hours. The resulting lack of sleep is the reason why you're still tired all the time. You're already burdened with sleep debt. Perhaps you can unequivocally state that in sleeping 8 hours you met your sleep need last night, but you still feel that you need multiple naps throughout the day despite getting enough sleep. One likely reason for this is that you're already carrying sleep debt from previous nights. Where did it say unequivocally? Unequivocally busted, my lord. Sorry, had to. Let's imagine that your individual sleep need is indeed 8 hours. If you've slept 8 hours last night but averaged 6 to 7 hours in the past week, clearly you've fallen short of your biological sleep requirements. Contrary to popular misconception, sleep debt isn't just based on last night's missed sleep. Instead, it's inclusive of all the Z's you've skipped out on in the past 14 nights. So if you've gone to bed too late, wake up too early, or had poor sleep patterns in any of the other 13 nights before last night, you've most likely accrued sleep debt. That's why, rather than take a close look at your sleep quality, even though sleep experts have yet to agree on an official definition for it, sleep debt is the only metric you need to care about if you want to start feeling and functioning at your best when you're awake. Improve your energy levels with Rise. I ain't using an app. I'm sorry. And you can stop feeling tired all the time. Sleep disorders. Yeah, literally the last bit was explaining how to use Rise in the app. The glow. The sunscreen by Elf. It's a big tube. The drawer's already full. But the truth is, the reasons for every present sleepiness are usually non-medical. Oh no. Wait, what? Oh. You can stop feeling tired all the time. Sure, sleep disorders like narcolepsy and restless leg syndrome could be the answers to why am I still tired after 8 hours of sleep. Not to mention, fatigue is a hallmark, and various health conditions from thyroid diseases to mental health problems. But the truth is, the reasons for the ever-present sleepiness are usually non-medical in nature. Most likely, you're still tired after 8 hours of sleep because of these 3 factors. You don't know your sleep need, you're not taking into account your sleep efficiency, and you carry sleep debt. Fortunately, you don't have to splurge on a sleep study or consult a doctor well-versed in sleep medicine to boost your daytime energy levels. Although, if you have an underlying sleep disorder, we recommend you to do so. Instead, use the Rise app to determine your sleep need, pay down your sleep debt, and maximize your sleep schedule for the better. So, melatonin does not work for me. It really doesn't. I've taken like 12 gummies at one point, and 30 minutes later, I was still awake. I wasn't watching TV, nothing. Just wide awake. And it's like, what the heck? Yeah, my brain's busy. Yeah, my brain is busy, but it's not like I have to really worry about a whole bunch of stuff. And I know that when I wake up, my nose is sometimes dry. I do have a humidifier that I use every once in a while, not all the time. And yeah, if you guys want to leave your guys' sleep schedules in the comment section or anywhere, text or leave a voicemail to 561-320-7085. Again, text or leave a voicemail to 561-320-7085. DM First Chances with Chance on Instagram, or comment down below if you guys are watching the video portion of this. Bye guys, love you!